everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my mommy's post. Today we're going to be talking about all of the must-haves of a newborn. I'm going to go over all of the items that I purchased, all of the items that are necessary for a newborn, and the important purchases that I had purchased for my newborn. So let's get started. So first things first, I had did my research, and I was going back and forth and wanting to understand what I really needed as far as to prepare me for my baby when he comes home. What I found when I was doing my research and through, just living through the moments, I found out that what I really needed and what I really didn't need for my newborn. So before he was born, I went out and I bought my big purchases, and my style was I bought my big purchases that I understood that he needed, and then the little things I just bought as we went. So I just understood what his needs were, because I know that every baby is different and every baby has different needs, and I just understood him. I watched him, I figured out what he needed, and I purchased as I went. So that's kind of my style of parenting, and that was my experience through just being a new mom and just figuring out what we needed and what we didn't need. So the first things I'm gonna list are the big ticket items that I purchased, and then I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the little items that I purchased along the way. And I will link all the products below so that you guys have a reference, or if you guys want to purchase them. So the first things first is that I purchased the Arms Reach bassinet. So it's a bassinet that is able to sit next to your bedside. It has a flap on the side, and it kind of unflaps, and so you're able to reach your baby while he's sleeping next to your bed, and it snugs up right to your bed, and it adjusts the sizes up and down. It has storage compartments on the sides and so at the bottom. So when I was doing my research on the best bassinets, I found out that was the best one for us at that time, and it really did serve its purpose. It was a really great investment, and it helped my baby transition into sleeping into his crib. I was able to reach my baby whenever he wanted me, to feed him or tend to him. It was really accessible, really easy, and it, like I said, it adjusted to the length of our bed too as well. So that's definitely one big purchase. Second big purchase that I bought was the Graco pack and play pen, and that was also through research. I just wanted to figure out which one is the best purchase, which one fits for our lifestyle. My baby was born, we were living in a smaller apartment, so I had to accommodate to our living situations at that time. So our space was limited, and I needed to figure out ways how to buy products that are accessible to our lifestyle. I found this Graco pack and play pen that had the changing table on the top part of it, the top portion of it. It was really helpful for us because I placed that Playpen in our living room, and I was able to go ahead and change him on that in the living room. So I didn't have to go into the bedrooms or anything like that. So I was able to just be in the living room, and that's where I spent most of my days as postpartum, was in my living room. So really, really helpful for me. It was very convenient and very accessible for my baby and I. It comes with two sides, and you can kind of flip it over. There's one side that's mesh and the other side that's almost like a plastic, and I placed them on the plastic side so that it was easy for me to wipe whenever he had his blowouts or he would twinkle on me. It was very easy for me to wipe it down. So it was very, very, very helpful. It also comes with storage compartments too, so I was able to store like my diapers and the diaper rash cream and the Vaseline and the wipes. So it was a really, really good purchase for me at that time for my baby. The third big purchase that I made was the baby monitor. And that purchase, I was hesitant on purchasing. I honestly did not purchase it until after he was born, only because I didn't think I needed it, because we lived in a one flat apartment, 2 bedrooms. I didn't really think that I would need it because I could hear him cry, or if I put him down to sleep in his bed, I would hear him cry or anything like that. So I didn't think I needed it, but once he was born and I was putting him down to sleep, I was getting paranoid because I couldn't hear him, and I would always find myself in the room or checking on him or anything like that. So I ended up buying the monitor right away, just to help me calm down and just watch him from the other room. That is a very, very good purchase. It gave me peace of mind. It was just, my life just got a little better. Okay, so anything to help you with getting your life on track and just being a little sane with going through motherhood, especially as a new mommy. So I made the monitor purchase, and it was a really, really good purchase for me. Fourth biggest purchase is my UppaBaby stroller and the UppaBaby car seat. So those are the major purchases that I made. So the stroller and the car seat were really first of all, you can't leave the hospital without the car seat, so you really need the car seat before the baby is born. That's just the bottom line. So I went back and forth, and I was doing my research, and I was looking at the price tags of all these brands and people suggesting and all this stuff, and I was just like blown away, because I did not think stroller could be that expensive. First of all, I just did not expect that. So I did my research, and I just figured what is the safest product for my baby, and UppaBaby kept coming up. So that's how I landed with the UppaBaby car seat, and then I purchased the stroller, because when I purchased it through Amazon, and like I said, I'll link the links below, and at that time they had a promotion going on, so I was able to purchase the stroller and the car seat combo within our budget. So purchased the car seat and the stroller, and that's probably one of the biggest purchases that we bought before the baby was born. It's a really, really good purchase. I know the price tag might scare some moms and some parents in general, like it did with me as a first-time mom. Like I said, I did not expect the price tag to look like that. At the end of the day, you want the safety of your child. So God forbid you get into a car accident, and you just want to know that your baby is safe. So that's kind of ultimately the decision making. Also, the stroller is super helpful in sense of strolling and navigating, and it becomes a double stroller if you need more, if you want to expand your family, and it has undercarriage storage. I mean, the stroller is just, I'm gonna do another video just about the stroller, because the stroller is such a great purchase, and I am so happy that I bought that stroller. So these are just the big ticket items that I purchased before the baby was born. The fifth thing that I purchased is a dresser drawer, and this is outside of his nursery, and I'll do another video about what I purchased for his nursery. So these purchases are outside of that, and I'll do another video about that. Okay, so these are just the top 5 big purchases that I made. Now, my baby used all of these items that I'm going to list every single day, and are worth every single penny that you spend. I got this as a gift. I got the Fisher-Price swing, and my baby loved it. He spent most of his days in the swing. He just would calm himself. We'd look at the toys, look at the mirror, listen to the music. I mean, I would set him down, go eat, okay? Perhaps, do a little bit of chores, and know that he's safe in the swing, and he's entertained, and sometimes that's the only way he would fall asleep. So that's just the swing that he liked to swing in. What I also got was the Graco Blossom 6-in-1 Highchair, and I also got that as a gift, and that also helps the transition with your baby into the Highchair, and it is such a really good purchase. I know it's a big purchase, but like I said, I got it as a gift, but even if I didn't, I would still have bought that myself because it's such a great transitional item, and it'll stay with your baby up until their toddler year. So it was a really good big purchase as well. The little things are like, I got this also as a gift, which is a baby wipe warmer. And I know parents go back and forth whether they need it or not. I definitely needed it only because of the climate that I lived in. And like I said, when my baby was first born, I was living in Chicago, and as we know, and he was born in the winter, so as we know, Chicago weather is brutal, it is cold, and somehow the warmer you just need it, because even when it's sitting outside, your wipes do get cold in the house. Even if the house is warm, the wipes just themselves get cold. So it really helped with my baby. It helped with the shocking of wiping your baby when he first, take off the diaper, and that causes them to pee on you. And that, because it's warm, he was able to transition into that, without getting that shock of just wiping him down and just cleaning him up. So the wipe warmer is a really helpful tool. I actually still use it now. So I really enjoy that. And I am very thankful that I did get that as a gift. The other purchase that I did was the Snuggle Me. So I know a lot of parents swear by this product, and when your baby's first born and you're trying to heal postpartum and you're trying to figure out everything and you want your baby to sleep just so that you can sleep, and vice versa, so you try everything that you can to help ease that transition of you sleeping and the baby sleeping. So I did do a lot of research too. I know the DockATot is a really popular item, but then I did my research and I found the Snuggle Me and the Snuggle Me Organic, which is really something that I thought would help my baby sleep better than the DockATot. So I ended up going with that purchase, and I thank God I did, because it is it comes like a concaved pillow, and when you put your baby in it, it snuggles him. So especially at that newborn stage, they want to feel that snugness because they're so used to being snug in your womb, and that's all they want to go to sleep. So that's why we swaddle our babies, and that's why we put them in the sleeping sacks. And that's why and these items are very popular, because the babies want to be snug while they sleep because they're so used to that snugness in your womb. So we try to emulate that process as hard as we could after birth. So the Snuggle Me was a really good purchase. My baby loved sleeping in it. He outgrew it. My baby boy was big, so he outgrew it about 5 months. When he turned 5 months, he just outgrew it, but up until then he slept in it every single night. He loved it, and sometimes I would put it in between us in the bed, because we did do co-sleeping, and then it fit right into his bassinet as well, which is really good. So just place him in there. Another thing is, my baby refused to be swaddled, and I know some moms go through that too as well. And because he refused to swaddle, he would just break out. His arms would just break out of his swaddle, and he would just break out his swaddle. He wasn't sleeping. So the Snuggle Me was a really good replacement to his swaddle, because it snugged him in. So it was a really good purchase, and I would definitely recommend it. I exclusively breastfed, so I did get a breast pump as well. And I know a lot of moms recommend getting a breast pump before giving birth, but I ended up getting mine after giving birth. So I personally did not use it. I used it a couple times, only just to just try it out. I personally think it felt weird, and I couldn't handle it, so I just didn't do it. And plus, my baby was really a good feeder, I suppose. So he was just, I never felt engorged. I did leak a lot, but I just let my breast regulate. I didn't feel the need that I needed to pump. So that's just my personal experience. I did not need the pump as much as I thought I would. I did get it for free through my insurance, and I know a lot of you moms are eligible for that depending on your insurance. So I would definitely talk to your insurance provider and see what you can do and how you can get your free breast pump, or you can talk to your OBGYN. I'm sure they have all that information, how to assist you in how to getting your free breast pump, because that's how I got mine. Breast pump is really important purchase if you are planning to breastfeed or go back to work. I was a stay-at-home mom, so I didn't have to go back to work, but I could see it being very beneficial for if you're a mom returning to work, because you need to supplement your baby's food. Other purchase was I got the Dr. Brown's bottle set, and that came with several bottle sizes, the the bottle cleaner, pacifiers, and sanitizer sacks, so that you can sanitize the bottles. And so I know I said exclusively breastfed, but when I was out and about, I would definitely make him a bottle through formula, so that I didn't have to, whip out my breast and feed him. And I didn't really leave the house that often. But if I needed to, like if we went out for dinner or anything like that, I just, gave him a bottle through formula, and that also helps with that. My baby boy did need a pacifier. He just wanted to soothe himself. So after, I was going through my first month of breastfeeding, I spoke to my doctor about how the transition was going and how his feeding was going. And she had mentioned that he was using me as a pacifier, so he needed to soothe himself to go to sleep, which is why my breasts were sore, and they were just sore all the time. So I didn't think that, because I thought he was feeding. So I ended up alternating between after he was done feeding, I would give him the pacifier, and that's all he needed was the pacifier to soothe him to go to sleep. So I had several pacifiers, and none of them really worked. I tried them all besides the Dr. Brown's. So I literally swear by the Dr. Brown's. He refused all the different brands that I introduced him to, and the only pacifiers he wanted was the Dr. Brown. So lucky for me, I had those in that set that I got, so he was able to just soothe himself, and that was a really lifesaver. And I remember like one of the things that I said I would never do as a mom was give my baby a pacifier. But when you're in that situation and you cannot sleep and your baby's literally using you as a pacifier, you will do anything to help with that and help you keep your sanity. So I did give him the pacifier. He just needed it at night, so that it can just soothe him to go to sleep, and he would eventually just spit it out. He does not use it anymore. He stopped using it around 5 months, 6 months. So lucky for me, I don't have to worry about the pacifier. He literally takes it out of his mouth and throws it like he doesn't need it. So I stopped giving it to him. But during that transition, the first few months was a really lifesaver for me. I also bought the Lily Baby, the complete airflow baby carrier, and that was a really helpful purchase too as well. I purchased that after I gave birth, only because I couldn't seem to get my work done around the house, and I wanted to get up, I wanted to walk around, I wanted to do some laundry when I was at home, and I couldn't do it because all he wanted to do was just lay on my chest and sleep, because babies, newborns just want to hear your heartbeat. They want to be next to your chest and hear the warmth, because it reminds them of the time that they were in the womb. So the carrier really helped with that as well. So you're able to carry your baby and have them close to your chest, and then you can just walk around and do stuff. And I lived in a town where we had a little downtown, so I would wear him and then take walks once it got warm, because I just needed to get out of the house, and that was an easy way for me to just wear him and go without me taking out his stroller and taking out his car seat and attaching it. And when you're still healing postpartum, you don't want to carry anything heavy. You don't want to just hurt yourself, as you just want to heal. So the carrier was a very good device for me to wear him and just do my thing. And then little things, so you obviously need outfits. You need lots of little outfits. I bought a little bit of newborn outfits and I bought a little bit of 3-month outfits, only because when your baby's born you really don't know the true size of your baby. So my baby was born around 9 pounds, so he really did not fit in the newborn clothes. So lucky for me, I had purchased a little bit of 3-month-old clothes, so he was able to fit in those and then wear them. Another tip is buy everything that's all these onesies, all these cute outfits. They're cute, and you want durability. Okay, so you want your baby to be zipped up, one shot. You don't want to deal with buttoning. You don't want to deal with putting 2 sets on. You just want to zip up your baby and go back to sleep, because at 3 a.m. when your baby's up and you have to change their diaper, you don't want to be, one eye trying to button up or press button, trying to figure out which ones that you missed and then start all over again. So just zip your baby up and then put him back down to sleep, because that is one thing I will advise. You don't want to be dealing with those buttons in the middle of the night. Obviously, buy a lot of diapers. I just buy a month worth diapers, only because my baby is big. He grew fast, and I know a lot of babies at that age, they grow super fast. So you don't want to be stashing a lot of diapers that are not their size and end up throwing it away because you didn't use it, or having to go return them or exchange them. So I would buy 1 month's supply at a time, and then just figure out what my baby needed and then went from there. Little things, I did buy the Draft detergent, and I washed all of my baby's clothes before he was born, only because babies at that age are very vulnerable to bacteria and all of that, because they're not vaccinated yet. So I did wash all of his clothes, and that Draft detergent is very specific for babies. It's very hypoallergenic, it's clean, and it doesn't harm the baby. So I would definitely recommend doing that before the baby is born. So I washed his blankets, I washed his swaddles, I washed his hats, his clothes, everything, his onesies, even the little sheet that he slept on in his bassinet. So everything was washed and ready for him as we were preparing for him to arrive. Also would need Burp cloths and bibs in that transition too, only to help you with the burping process, and depending on the weather and when your baby is born, you would need either a heavy blanket or a light blanket, and then you can transition. I also bought the Fisher-Price bathtub too, and that's a transitional bathtub, and that allowed me to transition my baby's bath time. So it went from 0 to 3 months, from 3 to 6 months, and then 6 to 9 months, and so forth. So I was able to transition him into that bathtub, which was a really, really good purchase, because it comes with a sling, and then you can lay your baby down, and then it helps with holding him. It holds him in place so he's not moving around. So that was a really good purchase that actually fit into my sink, and I had a little sink. I didn't have those big sinks, so I was able to tip it in, put him in there, and then just wash him in my sink, and that was a really good purchase. I would definitely recommend that purchase. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I had made purchases that I went along with with my baby. So I had figured out that my baby is very gassy, and that makes babies at that age very uncomfortable, whether if it's because they're not burped right, or they just have trapped gas and they can't let it go and they need help. And then, like I said, I exclusively breastfed, so whatever I ate was translating into his body, and it's very hard to figure out what you're eating and keep track of what you're eating. So I had a lot of gas medicine, and I used it to help him ease his comfort. That's the only medication, over-the-counter medication, that I gave him. I know a lot of moms use probiotic pills or colicky medicine or gripe water, and I just, best for my baby was the gas drops, and they just really helped him, just soothe him to go to sleep better. Because once your baby's gassy, they will not go to sleep, and it's just a nightmare. So you have to figure it out, and that's definitely a good purchase. Thing is, you would need a changing pad. So my Pickle Petunia Bottom diaper bag came with a changing pad, and it came with Velcro changing pad, and I can just deattach it, and that's what I use in the middle of the night when I was waking up to change him. Definitely recommend buying another one, because I had to always borrow the one that was in my diaper bag, and I would sometimes leave it at home when I didn't have it, and it was just, I would definitely recommend buying two, only because in the middle of the night you want to change them. It's either you get up and change them on the changing table, or you can just change them right there and then. So these are the items that I have listed that helped me transition through the newborn stage of my baby. So I really hope that you found this video very helpful. Like and subscribe below, and let me know what you think.